Hello. Today we are going to demonstrate to you how to disassemble the computer. As we discussed in previous sections of chapter 1, so we've learned different things in terms of components of our computer, different parts of the computer, different internal components such as CPU, motherboard, adapter cards, memory. Also, we've learned from different external components of our computer, such as your input devices, output devices, and other peripherals such as your printers. Okay, so today we need to observe on how to disassemble your computer. So, but before that, we need to check first what are the different recommended tools that we will be using. So I'll be showing to you first what are the different tools and different types of tools which you can use to disassemble your computer. What you have here right now are the two different technicians tools. So we have here a pros kit, which is the advanced professional, we call it professional technicians tools, and we have here a what they call a pros kit also, which is the standard pros kit model. So let me open to you and check what are inside this particular technicians tool. Okay, so let's open now the inside part of our technicians tool. Okay, so you see different types of tools in terms of this lab technicians tool. So first we have tools for unscrewing our screw, or we call it the screwdriver. So we have different types of screwdrivers. Then we have the flat screw. The red one is we have the Phillips screw. So we also have tweezers here. To pick up some small parts that you might fall into your disassembly procedures later. We also have here a flashlights. So very important if you want to check inside very dark parts of the disassembly. So here we have the soldering tool. So we have soldering. If we want to remove some parts, so we have the lead, and think inside here is a desoldering tool. So this is what we call the desoldering tool. If we want to remove some electronic components, so which you will be needing a lead if we want to join some parts later in terms of remove parts, and if we want to desolder or to remove components from our boards or from our circuitry, then we need to use this desoldering pump. So we need to heat up that one using your soldering tool for us to have the components to be removed. We also have here some cutting tools. So we have the pliers, then we have these long nose pliers, and also we have this this is a plier, but to remove some copper jacket of that one. Then we have a wrench and a hex tools. Then we have a IC picker here, and some other pointing tools or We also have here the Kit, okay, tester or multi-tester. So later we will be learning how you're going to use this one, this multi-tester. And very important also, okay, we have a parts divider, wherein if you're going to unscrew some other parts, okay, so you will be needing this one to organize, or this is what we call an organizer, okay, parts organizer. So you can put the different screws from the different areas of the disassembly. For example, you remove some screws from your casing, from your motherboard, from your storage. So that's how you're going to use this organizer tool. Okay, so let's go here on the other types of, okay, professional toolkit, okay, technician's toolkit, okay, and compare what's the difference between those things. So this one includes, okay, some other advanced tools, okay, such as the different type of screws that has hex, okay. So this type of tools are used to remove some special screw in our motherboard, okay. So we also have still again a soldering tool, okay, a big pump, okay, or this one is used for maintenance, okay, to remove some dust, okay, which is not there in the standard toolkit. Okay, so we also have here, okay, in the advanced and professional tools are the different, okay, cabling, network cabling. So we have here the RJ45 crimping tool, okay. We also have here what they call the de-impact tool. So if you want to create cables going towards to your wall outlet, then strippers, cutters, okay. So this one is also a stripper for UTP cable, okay. Also we have here, okay, some, okay, organizer with different types of network connectors, okay. So cable connectors, so we have here BNC connectors, okay. We have here RJ11 connectors, and there are some telephone connectors which are RJ, okay, also. So this one is the advanced aspect, okay, in terms of this particular tool. Also it has multi-tester, okay, and this one is a very important tool, okay, which we will be using. This is what we call the anti-static wrist strap. So later I will be showing to you how you're going to use the anti-static wrist straps, which also it's not there in the standard toolkit a while ago. So what you're seeing right now are the two different tools used for avoiding our ESD. So we discussed in chapter 1 what is electrostatic discharge. So it takes 3000 volts, okay, for a human to transfer a particular static electricity towards to our devices. So imagine that if you have static electricity into your body, okay, you can transfer it to the electronic components of your computer. So what is why we need to use anti-static, okay, or anti-ESD or anti-static, okay, tools, such as first one is the anti-static wrist strap, okay. So we used to put this one into your wrist, okay, and you need to ground, okay. You need to clip this one later to a ground, or to, if you don't have a ground, then the metal casing of your desktop casing, is enough to put this one. So the other one is the anti-static wrist mat. Okay, anti-static mat. Okay, so anti-static mat, we have a small one, and I have a bigger one, which is here, that has some pockets wherein you can put the RAM or those small components which can be damaged due to static electricity. So if your wrist straps needs to be grounded, also your mat needs to be grounded, so that's why we need to connect this one on the connector here, and the other point also needs to be grounded. Okay, so we need to attach this one later to the system case of your particular computer. Okay, so there's no conventions of how you're going to do or lying down the mat. Okay, so as long as all of the components will be protected. If you don't have this one, so it's also okay to use a table which is a non-metallic or non-conductor table, wherein it will not damage any other components. Okay, so the next thing is to disassemble now our computer. So right now I have here a Lenovo. Okay, so Lenovo setup, which is, I think this is a Core 2, okay, Duo setup of Lenovo. Okay, so let's inspect first our case. So this goes with a tower case. Okay, so we have here the different ports and peripherals. Okay, so let's have a review of those ports. So we have here your network interface card. Okay, we have your sound ports. Okay, we have the USB. So we have another network interface card. Okay, network interface ports. Your video, okay, or VGA. We have here a communication port, and we have parallel port and the PS2, okay, for your keyboard and mouse. Okay, so the first part is to make sure that before you're going to assemble your computer, okay, it is power off, all of the external components being disconnected already. Okay, and that's the primary safety first. Okay, on removing your power, then you need to open the case. So in opening the case, so we need to check, okay, and secure, okay, or locate your screws, okay, enable for you to remove this particular casing. So in this instance, we have two particular screws here. Okay, so no need for you to remove the other side, but if the other side is also removable, so it's up to you to remove, but it's okay for the other side, one side, okay, to remove. So what's good thing here in this particular Lenovo is you're going to just use your hand to remove. Okay, so then you need to use your organizer, parts organizer. Okay, so that in every screw that you're going to remove, then you're going to separate each. So I have here two screws which you can just unscrew by your hand. Okay, so there are some computer casings that needs, okay, a screwdriver. Okay, and also in this particular desktop computer or tower computer, so you need to locate also that there are some, okay, casing that you need to press and pull. Okay, but before that, so we need to secure first, okay, to put your anti-static wrist strap, because we are about to enter inside our PC. Okay, so I will just be connecting this one to the ground. Okay, then I'll start to open up this PC. So you just need to press, and here you go. Okay, the inside part of the computer. Okay. So as you can see, these are the inside parts, okay, of our computer. So we have here your power supply, okay. So you will see this one, which is very important, that we discussed, okay, on the previous part. So this is the label of the power supply, so later we will zoom that one, okay. Also, okay, we will identify later where are the north bridge and south bridge. So here it has also some optical drives, okay. Here is your hard disk drives, okay, and it has two cooling fan, okay, active cooling fan. One is for the processor and one is for the entire particular case, okay. So the first one that you need to remove is the hard disk drive. So you need to locate the hard disk drive, okay. So for instance, this is the hard disk drive, okay. One reason why we need to remove first the hard disk drive is for us to protect the data, okay, which are saved into our hard disk drive. So that's why in the first removal of components inside our computer, it is the hard disk drive that we need to remove. So we need to locate again the screw. So in this instance, we don't have a screw. So I just have a clip here, okay, that I need to unclip, okay, so that I can remove the hard disk drive, okay. So in the number of screws in your activity, so there will be no number of screws there, okay. So when removing the hard disk drive for this one, so I just need to unclip, okay, remove. So make sure that you remove also some of the cables, okay. Then we already removed the hard disk drive, okay. So this hard disk drive is having a SATA connector, okay. So we will safety first our, okay, hard disk drive, okay. So then we need to remove also some of our secondary drive, okay, such as your optical drive. So we need to remove first the power supply connector, okay, and the data cable or the IDE. So this is what we call the EIDE connector. So this is a 40-pin EIDE. So in this one also, it doesn't have any screws, okay. So all you need to do here is to, okay, press this one and just slide out going to your system case, okay. So this is also one important thing that we need to do while we are going to disassemble a computer, okay, to clean up, okay, some dust in our computer, okay. So in this one, it's quite legacy part in terms of the setup of the computer, because it has another secondary device called our floppy drive. So as you will see, I'm going to remove another drive here, which is, this is quite old already. So we have the floppy drive cable, okay, and the board connector, okay. The one we removed a while ago is the Molex connector from the hard disk drive and from the optical drive, and the SATA, okay, connector for the power on our hard disk drive, okay. So also here I just need to press, okay, but here enable for me to remove the hard disk drive, so I need to remove the front panel face of this one because it will stuck, okay, our floppy drive. So I need to remove here, okay. Enable for me to remove my floppy disk drive. Okay, so now we already remove another component, okay, which is the hard disk floppy disk drive. Okay, so the next one, after identifying some secondary drives, okay, we are now ready to remove our power supply. So we have the power supply there. Okay, so in the power supply, we need to inspect whether it has screw. So most of the power supply has screws at the back. Okay, so it has 4 screws. Okay, so we need to unscrew those 4, and we will be needing a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, so we need to unscrew first each and every screw. Okay, so after unscrewing, make sure that you disconnect the power cables from any case pan, disconnect the power cable from video card if you have one, disconnect all of the power supply cable, okay, connected to your, okay, inside components. So let's identify what are those power connectors, okay, that are connected. So we've already connected 3 different power connectors a while ago. One is for the SATA of your hard disk drive, one is for your floppy, which is the bird connector, and the Molex connector. Okay, so another that we need to remove is, okay, the power supply of the motherboard. So let me show it to you, which is, okay, so this is the power supply of the motherboard. So to remove that one, there's a clip here that we need to just unclip and remove. So this is, okay, a 24 pin, okay, motherboard power supply connector. Then we need to check. So another one here, there is a connector which are connected to the board, which is attached to your power supply. So we need to remove this one also. Okay, and we have the 4 pin, okay, power supply connector. Okay, so after securing all of the power connectors in your power supply, okay, so it's now time to remove completely your power supply. Okay, so this is the, okay, component that we are going to discuss also later. Okay, then you'll need to check whether you have adapter cards, okay, present to your board. So in this part, we do have a, okay, one particular card installed, okay, which is this one. So usually there are some desktop that you might be seeing, okay, another external video card here. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this one. So to remove that one, so there is a lock here that you just need to press. So one good thing on this setup is it doesn't have a lot of screws. Okay, so to remove, So you just need to pull it out carefully. Okay, and we'll have the network adapter card or NIC card. Okay, so again, arrange it to your anti-static. Okay, identify other cards, so we don't have any other cards anymore. Okay, so remove the memory module. So the memory module of this one is on this particular part. Okay, so to remove the memory, we need to unlock the nuts here, and you just need to pull it out. Okay, so these are the two particular memory of this one. So usually you will see the nut here that will identify that this is a DDR2 or labeled with the stickers. So this is a DDR2 800 megahertz. Okay, so we need to put this one into our anti-static math also. Okay, then remove all of the data cable from the motherboard. So we have here the data cable, this one for our SATA, which are connected a while ago towards to your hard disk, that we remove. So this is the SATA. Remove also the EIDE. And remove also the floppy drive data cable. So those are the data cable that we remove. And that's it. If you have if you need to install excuse me, if you need to remove the boards, then we also have different screws here, and this part are the front panel connectors which are connected towards to your USB, your external audio. So you need to remove that one. Also, one is for your speaker, and this one. So I will remove the total disassembly, but this one is not there in your instruction curriculum in the NetAcad. So but I want to show it to you how to completely disassemble the desktop computer. So this is a complete disassembly part, so that I can show it to you some important parts. So here I will be needing a screwdriver to remove the screw of the motherboard. We already removed the entire part of our computer. So if we want to further remove our CPU, with its heatsink, and you just need to unscrew. So it's much better when removing your CPU. Okay, it's much better that the motherboard is already detached with the casing, so that you can easily unscrew this heatsink. So it's not advisable that while your motherboard is connected to the case, then you're going to remove it from there. But though there are some who are doing that one, so but it's much easier for us to remove the CPU while your motherboard is not inside your casing. So this is a heatsink. So this one is what they call a thermal paste, and this is the CPU of this board. So to remove that one, so we need to unlock here and pull it out. Then you can remove now the CPU of this particular computer. So also in the CPU you will see that there's a label in terms of this one. So we need to put it here, and we've completely disassembled our desktop computer. So very important also, when you disassemble, you must organize your components on a organized manner, which is away from falling from your table, and your wrist strap, and your cables are organized. So the next thing that we need to do is to assemble, and that will be followed on the next particular chapter.